Welcome to Eternal Elements Learning Podcast, brought to you by Atyasa Online. These podcasts are a part of the audio certificate programs on Atyasa Online. You're free to take these podcasts on your desired portal also, should you only wish to learn on the go. Thank you so much for engaging on these podcasts, and you can connect with the author on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Hi, this is Niket Karajagi from Atyasa Online on Eternal Elements, talking to you about ownership and accountability and its facets. And I'm going to talk about a facet which is about precise or clear capability. It's important to set precise or clear capability in the team. Now, what is capability all about? There's a factor of willingness. That means the person must be willing to take the challenge. A person must be willing to work. The willingness of a person is something which is inherent to the person. And if the person is lacking in willingness, then there is an issue. We're discussing people who are willing to stretch themselves. We're discussing people who are willing to take challenges. We're dealing with people who are willing to deliver the performance. Now, let's say the person is willing. That's when it makes sense to build capability in the person. So what is capability all about? Capability is a function of competence and skills. What is competence? Competence is those behaviors that we discussed earlier. These are your critical success behaviors which are implicated in the team so that it can achieve the outcomes which have been determined in form of their measurements. Competence is critical to the team. And where does competence come from? Practice. Behaviors have to be practiced. And it's the responsibility of the leader to determine those behaviors and transfer those behaviors. Where are these behaviors available to you? They're always available in form of a competency matrix in the organization. And should your organization not have a competency matrix, no problem. There are a whole lot of different reference sites that you can go to and pick and choose the behaviors that you think you should incorporate in your team. Now, what are skills? Skills are purely functional in nature. That means when you determine the goal is operating in a functional area, and the goal is now to be linked in form of skill sets. These functional skill sets are either provided through training or they can be learned, but they're pretty tangible in nature. They're not intangible like behaviors, and therefore when you're building in capability in the team, it's a function of competence and it's a function of skill. Skill helps you to drive the process. However, competence helps you to take the challenge and make the process more challenging in its own way and deal with areas which are not predictable in nature. Deal with areas which could be difficult because of the environmental influences. And therefore, a team needs to be capable in form of its skill sets and in form of its competencies. What happens when the team is only skilled? It can't take challenges. What happens when the team is clearly competent but lacks the functional skills? Even though they can take the challenges, they cannot deliver the challenges because they lack the functional skills. And therefore, all the leaders and the managers know the skills and competencies both are required in order to build in precise capabilities in the team, clear capabilities in the team, which is a part of the process of ownership and accountability. Go ahead, be a coach to your team, see which are those skill sets that the team requires, see which are those behaviors, the critical success behaviors that are required, incorporate them in your team, act as a mentor, act as a coach, and I'm sure your teams will win. This is Niket Karajagi signing off from Atyasa Online, talking to you at Eternal Elements. I shall see you in the next podcast.